This is the invoice management application that you are going to learn how to build this in this tutorial. And I have actually created a complete invoice management application where you can actually add a new invoice, add your customer details, add your email address, and then seamlessly what you can do, you can actually now check on your database that any invoices that you add, you can then check inside your Supabase. It will be linked and then it will be synchronized with your database. If you ever wanted to build a full stack web application, including your backend, your database, your front end, everything functional, I'm going to share easiest possible way to build full stack web applications. Believe me, it cannot get easier than this. I know I have created several videos to build full stack web applications using something like Cursor or Windsurf or maybe like Bolt.new, but most of the times people say that this is too complex for them. They need an easier way. I mean, most of the people just don't want to bother anything related to development or anything related to code. They just just want to like have the easiest possible way. They don't want to like set up any environment on Cursor, or they don't want to like bother with like dealing with installing Node.js on your computer and then installing Cursor on that and then using it. But we are actually going to use V0.dev to build a complete full stack web application. V0.dev has now integrated Supabase with it. That means you can build backend for your web applications. Before we start, please do not forget to subscribe this YouTube channel. Our goal is to reach 100,000 subscribers before 30th of June 2025. First thing first, you need to come to V0.dev and click on sign up if you don't have an account. If you already have an account, just click on sign in and simply just sign in by using your email. And after that, next step is now you can actually start giving it like a prompt, whatever you want to build. Just make sure that start with simple. Do not start with too much complex. Start with like a simple prompt. Let's suppose if you want to create an invoice management app. This is what I had in mind. So what I'll do, I'll simply just go ahead and give it a prompt. I'll give it some idea. Please create an invoice management app in Next.js. Also create a backend with Supabase. All right, so I just guided it that please create an invoice management app in Next.js and also create a backend with Supabase. That's it. So now you can actually give it kind of a reference of your design as well. So I got some design references on Figma. You can find any design references on Figma. Let's suppose if you want to like maybe give a dashboard design reference or something like that. So you can just go to Google, look for dashboard design and just look for a dashboard design inside in Figma. And then you can simply just bring that. Hold on. Yeah, I think this design is good enough. So I'll just click on that. So as you know that in V0.dev, now we can actually import any Figma design by simply just clicking on this button and provide a Figma design URL. So I can simply just click on share button, click on copy link, and then I can simply just provide that in here and then click on next. If you want that, you can do that. Otherwise, we can just like simply start with a simple basic design and then we can enhance, improve design later on. Right now, we can just like focus on creating functionalities. So let's just click on that. So we got a simple basic prompt. Simply just click on that and enter, press enter. Now what it will do, it will actually ask you for your Supabase environment variables. So in a minute, it will just ask you for that. What we're gonna do, we're gonna just go to Supabase and sign up for Supabase, and you can actually simply just create an empty like a basic free account on Supabase. There is no cost for that to create a free account on Supabase. You can create first project for free, but after that you can actually you need a paid account on Supabase to like create multiple projects. So right now it is actually now creating a front-end design with all of these like components, invoice components and different pages. Okay, missing Supabase environment variables. So where we have to provide that, let's just go to click on this code section, and has it created any .env? If you don't know, if you don't want to like interact with code, simply just ask it. Here it is. So please guide me where to add my environment variables. I can't find any .env file. So let's just ask it, and now it will actually prompt. I think usually it just prompts a dialog box. We can just enter environment variables into that box. Okay, so let's just sign up on Supabase and then get our environment variables and then provide here in chat and then ask it to input those environment variables inside our project. Because as I said that this is going to be the easiest way to create a full stack application. So I don't want you to like interact with code. So let's just first thing that you need to do, just go to Supabase supabase.com. Just go to this URL, sign up, simply just sign up using your email, and then click to dashboard. Once you're here, you can just then simply click your organization here, simply just by clicking on your organization. It will ask you to name an organization, just name it anything, and then next thing is just click on new project. As soon as you click on new project, then choose your organization name, and then after that just name your project anything, and then choose a database password. You can simply just generate a database password by clicking on generate a password, and then click on create a new project. It just takes like 1 to 2 minutes to create your project, and then after that you can simply access the details that I will do. So what I will do, I have like already created one project, so I'll simply just click on that, and then I'll now guide you where you can find your details that is needed inside here. So what it is asking for, public Supabase URL, and then after that Supabase anon key. So we're gonna provide it Supabase. So let me just find it here. So simply just go to inside your project, go to your project settings, and then find API section in here, and inside API section you'll find this project URL. Simply just copy that, and let's just paste it in here. Next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna just copy this anon key from here, and then paste it here. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna just tell it that okay, these are the details. All right, here are the environment variables, please add this to our project. All right, so I'll simply just do that, and now let's see if it will add these environment variables to our project or not. All right, just to use environment variables, a project, add to a project. Okay, I have done that already. Okay, so now it is actually asking for these values, so you need to just copy those environment variables from here and provide it in here inside this URL, and this is the anon key. Just provide that over here, and then next thing is click on submit. Simply just click on submit, and now what it will do, it will just now like prepare everything for you. Thank you for confirming the environment variables we have added towards the project. That's great news. Okay, that's next. Now it is actually going to, I think, create an SQL query that we're gonna run inside our Supabase to create a table where we can actually fetch that data to that table. So now, because I already created an invoice management app, so I use this same Supabase URL. So this is where it has fetched those two invoices from there. So I created that inside database section, inside table section. So I created these two invoices in there. Where is database? Sorry, table editor. Yeah, so inside invoices. So I have now these two entries inside there. So it has fetched those two entries in here. So that means everything is functional. Everything is working perfectly fine. Let's see if create new invoice is working or not. So let me just click on that. I'll just add a client name. Just add anything. I'll just add a amount, and then I'll just add a due date, create invoice, and then now it has an error. So the error is error creating invoice. Just simply click on fix with V0, and it will just fix that error. All right, let's start by updating us of this schema. We'll need to add amount column. All right, amount column but in your invoice table. All right, so now it will just like update Supabase schema, and according to this. So this is the SQL editor. This is SQL editor inside Supabase. In here, you have to run SQL query that it will provide you. So it will provide you with an SQL query. You can simply just copy that SQL query, paste it here, and then click on run. That's it. I mean, that's the only thing that you need to do. Okay, let's just try to fix this error. All right, still there is an error. Okay, so click on table editor section, find invoices table, check the exact names of the columns, especially the ones for the invoice amount. If the column's name is always different from the invoice amount, okay, fine. So what we need to do, it is asking us to go to table editor and then click on invoices section, and then in here, these are the column names. Please create a new SQL query to run it in Supabase to create a new table. All right, so now I'm just asking it to create a new table for this. So whatever I created initially, it shouldn't rely on that. So this is the SQL query. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just copy this as it is and then run it inside. Go to SQL editor and then run this SQL query. Over here, click on run, and then it has a error invoices already exist. Okay, so relation invoices. So I'll just go to table editor. I think how can I delete that? Yeah, here it is, delete table. I'll just delete that, and I'll try to run my SQL query once again. I'll click on that. I'll click on run, and now whenever it says success, no rows returned, that means the code has run. I mean, the SQL query has been run now. Perfect. All right. So once it is done, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna run our try to run our app again. All right, why can't I see my app? Sorry, I have run that SQL query. Now let's run our project again to test. Alright, so now what it is doing, it is actually going to run our project again, test it with the new invoice table structure. I'll update code to match the new table schema, and then we'll test it. Perfect. Alright, so because now we're gonna have a new table, and now the previous 2 invoices that we generated won't show there because it will not fetch from there. So that's good. So now this is going to be a new table. All right, perfect. So there is no new, like no previous invoices. I click on create a new invoice. You got all of these fields here. Client email, just add anything, add an invoice number, hold on, add an invoice number, invoice date, due date, amount, tax rate, notes, create invoice. Perfect. All right, so it has now created an invoice. Now let's test on backend if that invoice has been created or not. Let me just go to the table editor, let me just go to invoices, and this invoice data saved in backend. So now it is inside a database, and now we can just like see it here, and perfect. That's just amazing. That means our front end is working fine, our back end is working fine, our tables are working fine. Now we can just like build anything on top of it. Now you can like add authentication system, add whatever you want. So just add like any, like just like let's enhance a design maybe, and then like add some more extra basic features maybe. But yeah, so everything is working fine so far. So just like give you more guideline, let's just like enhance design. So I want to enhance the design of this dashboard. Please have a look at the Figma design that I have provided. Let's create our dashboard design like that. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go to here and maybe copy this Figma design. So choose a Figma design, click on open Figma. Next thing that you need to do is simply just click on file, and hold on, let me just remove these extra elements. Let me just remove this, and let me just, sorry, I'm not designer, so I'll just try to like make it as simple as I can. All right, here it is. Yep. So I think this is a good design. Perfect. Let me just click on copy. Just click on share, click on copy link, provide that link over here. By the way, to keep things simple, you know what V0.dev is going to do is just going to take a screenshot and then implement, like convert that screenshot into code. So there's nothing revolutionary here because I had created a separate video where I tested that functionality of, there's no new functionality here. So you can simply just like maybe attach a screenshot from Google. Let's suppose if on Google you liked a dashboard design, invoices dashboard design. So something like this, maybe this, yeah, okay, fine. All right, I'll just add it here, attached design. So let's just change our like word here. Please have a look at the attached design that I have provided. Let us create our dashboard design like that. All right, I'll simply just click on enter, and now it should work. It should now just replicate this design and then enhance that design for our invoice management dashboard. So yeah, either you can like provide that. I mean, I tested that. I created a separate video for that. I was very excited about this feature, but this feature doesn't work as expected, because ideally what it should do, it should like copy each of these design elements, like the properties of each of these design elements, and then paste replicate that inside. So you can see like all of these have like their children inside there, and then like you need to like have replicate each and every single of these, but it just like takes a picture and then it just does that. So that's not something revolutionary. All right, let's see for design. All right, so our design is enhanced. Perfect. Can we create invoice? Okay, so these like some of the pages are functional. If I click on invoices, it doesn't do that. How can I create an invoice? So let's just give it a command that please add an invoice creation function. Okay, by clicking on here, I don't know, create invoice functionality on plus button. Also make other tabs functional like transactions, payments, and invoice and sport. All right, so this is it for that. Now it will just add those functionalities here. All right, so now let's see if it has added that invoice creation functionality. I'll simply just click on plus button. I think that's the cards section. Click on plus button, and perfect. We got our beautiful, amazing thing. And let me just do that. Let me just add that. Let me just add tax rate, maybe notes, create invoice, key invoice number, invoice number. I think that already exists. So that's why it had an error. Click on create invoice, and perfect. Now invoice has been created. All right, let's just check on our backend just to make sure our second invoice has been created or not. So I think our second invoice has been created, this one. So perfect. All right, so let's see where that invoice is. Perfect. Both of these invoices are here and waiting for approval. I think there is an approval system that it has implemented, and now we can actually like add more functionalities. There's a transaction of, it has added that in transactions, it has added that in payments, and now it has added that a sports section as well. That's very nice. That's really nice. All right, so once you have developed everything, now next thing that you need to do is just click on this deploy button. Simply just click on deploy button and then click on confirm and deploy. So now what it will do, it will just start deploying this on a server, so on a free server with the test domain. I think it uses Vercel for that, so you can simply just like it will provide a simple domain name. Let's just see how it works. So right now it is deploying. All right, perfect. So our thing is ready, and how we can actually, here it is, here URL. You can simply just copy this address, open it in a new browser, in a brand new tab, and simply just open that. And right here we got our dashboard is accessible, and all of the functionalities are accessible over here. And I think our new invoice button is working. Everything is working perfectly fine. Our project is deployed. You can add custom domain. You can simply just click on configure custom domain, enter your domain name, and then you can just like provide like your DNS records and everything. I have guided that in a separate video. But yeah, so if you want to build a full stack web application, this is, I think this is it. So this is the easiest possible way to build a full stack web application using a web-based code editor. So I see you next video. Bye bye.